since the time I started to work in the Ministry of Information, it was like in 2000, and at that time it was a difficult time for the political situation in Eritrea. And immediately after 1 year, when I joined the Ministry of Information, the government started shutting down all the private press. From that moment, it was not a good environment for any journalist. I would say that whatever you do, it's not from your own observation. As a journalist, you observe something and you want to report. It's not what the government wants, because we were working with the government and we were government media personnel. I wouldn't say that we were journalists. We had to be embedded with the propaganda. So whatever information you see it from the government's policy. So we learn to censor ourselves, and whatever we report, whatever we write, we always are conscious of this policy, because anybody who defies this policy, we know where he will end up. In the beginning, they just let you do simple stuff and just train you to be self-censored, because they don't tell you that we censor everything, but they teach you how to, because you know, for example, if they ask you to prepare an article about something, it has to go through 3 processes at least. You write the article, you produce everything, then there is the first editor, then there is the final one who decides, okay, this is ready to be published or to be on air or not. So through all this way, you learn how to be self-censored, because you know, if you do it on your own way and they say that no, you don't do this again, and for the second time and for the third time, I don't think you will have the time to do the same thing for the first time. You will end up in prison maybe. From time to time, you see some colleagues disappear, like you know, today you ask, okay, where is Mr. like, for example, give a name, Mr. X, and they say that we don't know. And the next day somebody goes, where is he? We don't know. It continues for years. And especially after 2006, a lot of young people like me, young graduates, they were taken to prison, and none of them had a chance to come back again. So from this time, I felt like, me too, I could end up in prison one day without knowing what I did. It was unbearable for me to stay in the country and continue work as a journalist or as a propaganda personnel for the government. So I decided to leave my country. Like all young Eritreans, I had to cross the border to Ethiopia. Thousands of Eritreans crossed the border to Ethiopia, to Sudan, because in Eritrea nobody is allowed to have a passport. Nobody is allowed to have a passport unless otherwise you are very old or very sick, which is approved that by the medical board, that this person is not valuable for the government. Unless otherwise, he cannot have a passport. So like all the young, I had to cross the border to Ethiopia, and I was staying in Ethiopia for a while. In Eritrea, actually, it's not only journalists who are filling the country, it's everybody. Everybody, even doctors, even pilots, even high officers, like Minister of Information himself, he defected finally. So you can imagine how the system is crippling to attack everybody finally. And the situation in Sudan, the situation in Ethiopia, the situation in all countries is not good, of course, because you know, we have big refugee influx in these countries. And of course, it's not good at all. Once you are a refugee, the first thing you feel is you are like identityless in the beginning. You were thinking you're somebody in your country. The moment you become a refugee, you're just a number. The moment someone crosses the border and immediately you join to a camp which is run by UNHCR, and the camps, they are not good, not well protected, especially the camps in Sudan. Sometimes some agents can cross and take someone they want back to Eritrea. And as we have recently seen new developments in the camps in Sudan, some people, they try to traffic some people and try to ask for ransom by taking hostages. So the camps, they are not safe at all.